So all athletes know it's important to have a strong core. It helps you with athletic movements. It helps you take a body shot. And I'm a function over form kind of person, but it's still nice to have abs. There's a reason why most combat sports athletes train their abs every single time they're in the gym. And people often say that when you're punching or throwing something, the power comes from your core. But that's actually not true, and it works a little bit different than that. In this video, I'm going to teach you how the power in your body actually works, and then I'm going to give you 5 of my favorite core exercises that I learned from strength and conditioning coaches and my time from being an athlete. So the power when you're throwing a punch was explained to me like this. The power comes from your legs and your hips, and then it goes through your core into your upper body and then into your fist. So the power doesn't technically come from your core. The core kind of just transmits the power from your lower body to your upper body. Faraz Zahabi, who was George St. Pierre's coach, gave the analogy that your core is like a bridge that connects your lower to your upper body. So that's why your core has to be strong when you're doing things like throwing a punch or sprinting or throwing something, so your core doesn't leak any of the power. He also gave the analogy of when you're in the grocery store and you're pushing a shopping cart. If one of the wheels is wobbly, it makes pushing the shopping cart like 10 times harder. And for me, that's okay. I always think of it as like a little bit of an extra workout. But if I was in something like a shopping cart race, I'd want to have my wheels nice and stable. So instead of flexing and bending, like when you're doing a sit-up, your core needs to be able to just stay rock solid. But don't get me wrong, things like sit-ups and crunches are good. My Muay Thai coach actually has me do them every day so I could build up my core, but that's more to be able to take a body shot. When you're in the gym and you want to work out your core to be better at athletic movements, I would choose to do these sorts of exercises instead. The first exercise I really like is called Suitcase Carries. It's basically just a farmer's carry, but you only have weight on one side. So this way you have to keep your core tight so your body doesn't just flop over. And you could just do something like 50 steps one way, 50 steps the other way in the other hand. And this also works a little bit of your grip in forearms, which is nice. And of course planks is a great exercise too. But once you start doing them a lot, they get pretty easy. So I'd say once you could get to 2 minutes, start to do things like weighted planks that you see Israel Adesanya doing in the thumbnail to this video. Or another ones that I like is when you lift up your opposite hand, opposite leg. And I've seen Michael Chandler do these, and these ones are great. And another one is just when you go from your elbows to your hands, then back to your elbows, back to your hands. And that's also a really good workout. The third exercise is boat rockers. I saw John Jones do these and they looked cool, and then later on I saw Faraz Zahabi advocate for them. So I was like, damn, this must be a good exercise then. And the first time I did it, I felt the burn really good. But this is just a really good exercise that you don't need any equipment for, so you could really do it anywhere. The fourth exercise is toes to bar. This is more of a hip flexor exercise, which is actually super important if you're doing things like kicking or sprinting. But you also have to stabilize your core, because if you don't, you'll just be flopping all over the place. And I like to go all the way up, but I've seen people like Piotr Jan just go halfway up. Both are really good. I would just say mix it up, and if you are just going to go halfway up, I would do extra reps also, because they are a little bit easier. But all you need is a pull-up bar for this one, so a great exercise also. Now the fifth one I'm going to give you today is something called Around the Worlds. When I fractured my spine, this is one of the exercises the physical therapist had me do. So when I saw Faraz mention it, I was like, oh, no way. And I make it look really easy in the video, but when my friends try it who've never done it before, they're usually a little bit flimsy and wobbly. So this really trains the stability in your core. But it's literally just a plank, but on a medicine ball, and then you draw circles around your chin. I usually go 10 or 15 one way and then 10 or 15 the other way. But you could also do something like, I don't know, 5 one way, 5 the other way, 5 one way, 5 the other way. Or if you can't do 20 reps, just bring it down to 10 reps and do it however you want. But there's many good core exercises you could do. These are just 5 of my favorites. So things like sit-ups and crunches are good, and there's a time and a place for them. But if you want to take your core training to the next level, try out some of these exercises. And as always, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below. And I'll be releasing more videos on how to become a better athlete and a better martial artist. So if you want to see those, make sure to subscribe. And I have a video on how I healed my fractured spine and what to do if you have lower back pain. So if you think you might find that video helpful, make sure you click right here. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.